Hey guys, it's Sandy from Sandy's Guitars, and yeah, I couldn't resist. So maybe I think a couple days ago, when this I don't know when I post this, but mid-December I posted a video about how I was talking about not these, but where they came from. Höfner, the guitar brand, they actually declared essentially bankruptcy. For those who don't know, Höfner is a German company, and they are most well known for making something that looks very similar to this. All right. And that bass was the most famous user of it was Paul McCartney. I said in the video, I'm not entirely sure if really anyone else was really well known for using it, and I don't think I was wrong. Okay. So now, in that video, I talked about Höfner and how, in a lot of ways, frankly, the situation they were in was kind of their own doing. And to be honest, I do stand by that. And one of the reasons, okay, that they're not doing so great now is at least partly due to this, in my opinion. So this is not a Höfner bass, all right? This is Epiphone. But clearly, it takes a lot of inspiration from those old Höfner basses. This is the Epiphone Viola. I think I'm saying that right. And it's exactly what you think. It's a decent bass guitar. So, I wanted to get into the details with this, talk a little bit about this, and give you my honest thoughts on this Epiphone Viola bass. All right, so first off, what do you got here? You got two pickups, okay? You got a volume for each one, and then a master tone switch. All right, so you got a what looks like a rosewood fingerboard, dot inlays, 4 tuners, okay? A floating bridge, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that in a bit. And then you got this trapeze tailpiece, all right? So, you're probably curious to hear how it sounds. Neck pickup, all right? Better turn it up there. And what you're hearing is literally just straight from my phone. I've got my Ampeg amplifier going in the back, all right? This is with the tone knob completely maxed out. Let's see, all right, so that gives you a good idea of the neck pickup, all right? With the tone maxed out, I'm gonna turn the tone down to about halfway. Takes a little bit of the twang out, but there's not a whole lot to begin with, because, you know, again, neck pickup, right? Now this bass is hollow. Sounds pretty decent though, okay? If I turn the tone knob completely off, this should muddy it up quite a bit. Still fairly usable. It's a lot of fun, okay? Let's go to the bridge pickup. Maxed out completely. And let's max out the tone here. As you can see, I'm actually plucking right near the bridge. let's see, turn the tone knob down, again, about halfway, all right? There we go. It's a fun bass. I like that sound. It's a good sounding bass. Turn the tone knob completely off. Again, we're still in the bridge pickup. Those trebly notes are still coming through. Now, I'm not much of a slap player, but you know, we'll give it a shot anyway. Okay, I'm turning the tone knob back up. I maxed it there. It's about 8. Not loving it. But let's turn both pickups on. Tone knob max. Let's see. It's a good sound. Okay, I got round wound strings on here. I should have mentioned that before. Tone knob completely off. So the tone knob, like, it does do a difference. Here's at max. And if I turn it off completely, it's subtle though. It's really subtle. Okay, so that is what this thing sounds like. And to be fair, it's a very good bass, all right? You are not going to be disappointed with this, with a couple caveats. So first off, and this is the big one with this, it's this bridge. Okay, so this is what's called for those who don't know, this is what's called a floating bridge, which means the only thing keeping that bridge down is the tension, all right, and the weight, these strings. Those are the only thing keeping this bridge down. So if I loosen up these strings, this bridge is going to go completely wonky, all right? Which if you're ever like have to tune it or have to change the strings, not tune it, but if you ever have to change the strings, okay, you're going to have to use like painter's tape on there, all right? So that's issue number one. Issue number two, most of the issues with this have to do with this bridge, okay? So what it also means is if you get aggressive with this bass, like Paul McCartney was quite well known for mostly, like, he had a pretty soft touch, right? And like the bass that he used was very similar to this. But the one thing that immediately became clear, like I was trying to kind of do some slap stuff on here, and I mean, I'm not a great slapper, all right? But even I found like, I could feel, I was really nervous to really kind of let loose because I didn't want to hit this bridge, because if I move this bridge, this entire thing is completely out of whack, all right? I'll have to get it set up, which is frankly a pain in the ass with this kind of bridge, all right? The other issue with this bridge, and I'm not sure if you can see it there, yeah, you can, okay? The saddles, so the parts that are where the string goes over the bridge, they're not adjustable. They're just these little metal bars which is probably pretty close to what it was like, you know, way back when. But that's a problem because they're not adjustable. All right. So you're going to have to, like, if it came to intonating this bass, you're going to have to make some sacrifices. There's probably going to be a string or two that's not completely intonated. All right. And the other part is because there's also no real grooves on these saddles, I can feel, like when I was doing some of that slap stuff, I could feel the string moving around on that bridge, which does not inspire confidence. Okay. So yeah, that's really my only issue with this. Rest of it, oh, well, okay, that's something. You're gonna have to play this thing with a strap. It's remarkably, like, it's kind of hard to play just, you know, leaning on your knee. It is kind of an awkward shape, all right? Looks cool, but it's an awkward shape, all right? That said, sound-wise, definitely an old school sound, but it sounds pretty freaking good. Okay, I like the sound of this. I'm not necessarily, this is one of those ones where, like, I recommend it, but go into it knowing what you're buying. All right? Mess that up. Anyway, like I said, decent sounding bass. The other thing that you might run into, like I mentioned, it's hollow. Parts of it anyway. I think there's a block kind of running down the middle of it. But there's a few parts of it are hollow. So depending on the style of music that you're playing with it, you know, you could encounter some trouble there. That said, the look of this bass to me, it's all about the vibe. Okay, it's all about how part of it anyway. It's part of it's how it looks. It's the vibe that it comes across on stage. Like, this is a fun bass. All right. That's my only concern, is that bridge. Otherwise, and like setting it up would be, because of the bridge, could be an issue. That said, you know what? I was, you know, playing the hell out of this thing for half the afternoon, and I was actually giving it a shot, like just slapping the crap out of it. And I tuned it up before I started this video, and wasn't that out. So props to the tuners, okay? I like the tuners. Like I said, I like the sound of this thing a lot. It's an old school sound, it's an old school look, and if that's what you're looking for, do a heck of a lot worse than this. And they're not terrifically expensive. This one, like, I rented this to just showcase on the channel. But I mean, like, new, I think they're going for, I don't know, like 8 or 9, something like that. It's under $1,000 anyway. Used, you could find them cheaper. Yeah, I think I've seen some of these going on the used market for $500 or $600. Now, I saw a lot of folks commenting. One of the reasons I wanted to pick this up is I saw a lot of people in that last video who were commenting that one of the reasons Höfner is having such business trouble, one of the reasons they're having trouble is that they allowed other companies like Epiphone to make these types of basses. And I could see it. I think it contributed to it. This is a good bass. And I have to say, from what people were commenting, Höfner, I don't know, there might have been a dip in quality. Just coming out and saying it. Epiphone doesn't know I'm doing this. Long McQuay doesn't know I'm doing this. Okay, I owe allegiance to no one. I am saying exactly what I think. And what I think, I have played a handful of the newer Höfner basses that came out with a couple years ago that were just, yeah, they weren't great. Okay, I'm just coming out and saying it. I didn't like them much. That said, I don't know if I'll buy this. That's the honest truth. I don't think it'll be your main bass, just because of the bridge issues. But it's definitely got a cool sound, and I could see that sound being really useful in a studio setting. And that just sounds good to me. Like it's a good sounding bass. Okay? Like I said, I recommend it. Just know what you're getting. Anyway, this is Sandy from Sandy's Guitars. Hope you've enjoyed this demo and review. Please like, subscribe, share the video, and let me know if there's any other gear or, you know, basses that you'd like to see on the channel. Love to hear from you, and check me out on all the other social medias. This is Sandy from Sandy's Guitars. Keep practicing. You're getting there, and take care.